trust your car to the man who wears the star, the big, bright Texaco star.
My thanks to all of you, and now it's on to Chicago, and let's win there. Thank you very much.
Davy Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
Godspeed, John Glenn.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
Sock it to me?
From Dallas, Texas, the flash, apparently official, President Kennedy died at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, some 38 minutes ago.
Hey, kids, what time is it?
I am the greatest.
Welcome to the Howdy Boomy podcast. Today is Friday. It is January the 12th. Here in the Buffalo, New York area, expecting storms this weekend. The Bills are playing on Sunday. It's going to make for good TV. Watch it, because there's going to be supposed to be 60-mile-an-hour winds and snow. So it reminds me when you were a kid outside playing in the snow, that's what the football game might look like. Today, being Friday, the end of the week, we have the award, the Schiffhead of the Week, named after Adam Schiff, the liar-in-chief of the Democratic Party in Congress. And you named that because he acts as though he's arrogant, he lies, he perpetrated a falsehood on the American people and shows no remorse for doing it. It's named for a guy who you wouldn't want to have hold your wallet while you went swimming. You wouldn't want to have him babysit your kids. He's just an all-around jerk. The worst in government, that's what this award means. We had all kinds of people this week we could have given it to. We could have given it to Hunter Biden. He came to the congressional hearing unannounced, sat there as the Republican committee was investigating him. He arrogantly declined to go there last week, but held a news conference outside, and then after a few minutes walked out, basically thumbing his nose at the committee. And he thought he had a great victory, but what it shows is what an arrogant idiot he is. It shows how corrupt and arrogant the Biden family is. He thumbed his nose at the committee. He is a scum. He's got all these corporations, all these millions of dollars he laundered. But he figures he's got the Attorney General in his back pocket, so he's got nothing to worry about. If anything, he's got more to worry about now because he put on public the display of what a jerk he is and how corrupt that family is. We could give it to the man who was named after, Adam Schiff. He came out after that exhibition by Hunter Biden and said, hey, Hunter Biden volunteered to take a public hearing before Congress. He's okay. Well, what Adam Schiff doesn't tell you is in a public hearing, each congressman gets only 5 minutes to question him, as opposed to a private hearing where they can take all the time they want to really get down to the heart of the matter. For instance, Donald Trump Jr. was made to sit through 2 days of questioning. 2 days of questioning would bring out the reality of the corruption of the Biden family. But no, Schiff lied again, misconstrued again, and told the American people a falsehood again. But actually, our Schiffhead of the Week this week is Dr. Anthony Fauci. You remember him. COVID starts. People were listening to what he said as though it was gospel. Now we find out that he lied through his teeth. He tried to make sure that the theory that this COVID did not come from a Japanese or Chinese lab, Wuhan lab, where it did. But he wrote thesis about it that it was impossible because he was involved in the funding of that lab. He got a part of the action. So he was deferring truth in order to make money, to make sure that anything that he had his hand into couldn't be construed as causing COVID. So he lied about that. He lied about we have to maintain a 6-foot presence between people. He said that came out of thin air. There's no scientific basis for that. Now think about all the people that died. Think about all the people, the loved ones, that you wanted to give them one last hug, that you wanted to hold their hand, that you couldn't because of this asinine rule that Fauci made up of a 6-foot cushion between people. Think about that. Just the love that you could have experienced, the peace you could have had in your heart for one last touch to a loved one, one comforting hug to a loved one. And that wasn't possible because of this idiot rule. And then he says that the lack of education of our children those last 2 years when the schools were closed had nothing to do with COVID. Are you kidding me? Kids don't go to school for a year, 2 years, virtual, which is insane for a young kid. That had everything to do with it. So he's denying everything. He refused to ask questions. I can't recall. Dr. Anthony Fauci, a liar. His pension should be revoked, is our Schiffhead of the week. And you can see why. I hope you have a great week. I can't wait to talk to you next week to see what happened weather-wise here, football-wise across the country. I have a great weekend. Watch the Howdy Boomy podcast on the Howdy Boomy channel on YouTube. Trailers everywhere else. God bless you. God bless America.